straight through a red light. Look, you know, if you're a cyclist, it doesn't matter. I ought to just take the engine out of this bike and put pedals on it. I guess I got to take my license plate off as well. I just might as well buy a push bike, and then none of the rules of the road actually apply to me. Hello everyone, it's your Grizz. I'm out on the Punisher, out for a little trial run. I've not rode the Punisher since I've done all the improvements to the front end. I've changed over the brake discs, new calipers, new pads. What else do we do? Flipping heck. Oh, new master cylinder. What else? Oh, I now have a GPS pickup for my Speedo, my KOSO Speedo. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I've also swapped over the clutch lever as well. I bought a whole complete kind of levers, master cylinder and brake calipers off of a CBR 929 or say 954 cc Fireblade, and yeah, this is a recognised upgrade over the 6-pot calipers I had on there, which are originally off the kind of like Gen 1 Hayabusa. So yeah, new brake setup, new Speedo setup, which is more accurate, which is good, because now I can actually see how slow I'm going. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it's going. It seems to be pretty accurate. Oh, I can't even say it. Why bother? So yeah, first trial, first little shakedown. I was going to use it for work. Weather's been rubbish. It's been horrible. They've salted the roads, but we've had a bit of rain, and I think it's kind of a better day to go out, and the sun's out, so what more of an excuse do I need? Oh yeah, I've also fitted heated grips, which in actual fact what this vlog is about. So heated grips, this is my first set of heated grips I've ever been lucky enough to be in possession of. I've had over 30 years on two wheels, and it's an absolute crime, I'll hear you say, that I hadn't had a set before, to make sure the cyclist isn't going to overtake me. It's 30 now up here, I thought this was 20, but anyway, so yeah, first set of heated grips, hot grips, god I'm terrible. So yeah, what is it, Oxford, I can't remember what they're exactly called. I think these were off, I'll put up the name, I think it's something like the touring grips, which give a different grip. Basically you can cut them a bit shorter than some of the others I found, and I have got quite a short grip area on my handlebar, so it fits right in with my requirements. What are they like? Well, they are flipping hot, that's what I can tell you. If I put them on the hottest setting, when I left home they were on 100%. I'll put them back up again now. I'll stop for some fuel, and yeah, they were actually too hot. I mean, it's not a very super cold day today, but it's quite windy, and I'm sure with the old wind chill factors coming in, and it's icy cold. So today's challenge is I basically like to wear sports gloves all year through, and yeah, I've not had heated grips up to now. So the real challenge is to see actually how warm can these hot grip bad boys, these Oxford hot grips, keep my hands warm or hot even. And the answer so far at these low speeds is very hot. Yeah, I should just really, you know, go with the winter gloves and say, okay, winter gloves, it's winter, wear them, get used to it. But I just don't like wearing them. You just don't really feel as much what's going on feedback wise from the front end, and yeah, it's just a little bit more ham-fisted riding, not as pleasurable, I don't feel, for me anyway. Hence I've always gone with sports gloves. And yeah, I think, you know, I've reached that age now where my need for having warm hands while I'm out riding is actually quite important, because as you get older, your circulation isn't quite as good, and maybe through years of riding with no gloves, with no heated grips and sports gloves on, my hands are taking a bit of a bashing for it, and yeah, they feel quite sensitive to the cold now. Oh, sensitive. Yeah, so it's good. It's good to have some heated grips on for a change. And yeah, Punisher is basically the winter bike, and I want to see how good they are. And they are getting bloody hot now, really hot, 100%. Let's put it down to a whopping, let's go down to 50, because that's what I had it on earlier. Right, the roads are treacherous, even though it's kind of semi-dry today. There's lots of slippery patches down. I've even in the car, I've been finding there's not much grip. So yeah, I'm being super cautious in my riding today. No knee down action today, sorry guys. But yeah, loving it. Loving the heated grips. The hands are, and it's even kind of working my way to my tips, my fingertips, which is really very good. And I guess it makes you just hold on to the bar instead of like putting your fingers on the clutch and brake lever. It actually makes you grip onto the grips, which in some ways isn't really cool, because that's not really going to make you safe if you need to react to something on the road. So yeah, you've got to kind of try and consciously not do that so much. But one-fingered braking, and if I kind of change the grip a bit, yeah, it's plenty. So GPS speedo seems to be working well. I just had a real job calibrating the kind of standard to wire kind of pickup setup, which works off a magnet on the front brake disc, or wherever you wish to put it, and then like a little kind of wire pickup which senses how many times that magnet has gone past the sensor, and then it calibrate. Well, you can then calibrate the speedo to give you your actual speed. In the KOSO instructions, they make it sound quite simple to calibrate it, but it's either me or I'm just, well, it probably is me, but I just was not able to get a good setting in there. I always felt like it was 10 or 15 mile an hour below what I was actually doing, which isn't cool. So yeah, and I played with it quite a lot, and I don't like all the wires all over the bike. There's plenty of wires on this bike already, and I thought, you know what, let me do the GPS mod. So the GPS has gone on there, it's just on the side of the frame. I'll pull over and we'll have a look at it in a minute. But yeah, it does a good job of basically, well, picking up GPS signals and obviously relaying that back and forth from that kind of pick up to the GPS's. I'm so technically minded, and tells you how fast I'm going. Oh god. But yeah, 50% on the heated grips is a nice amount. Whoa, this baby can go. She's a shifter. She's a bad girl. Right, let's pull it over and I'll give you a little walk round and show you the bits and pieces we've done, or I've done. You didn't do anything, it was me. Not even Taffy helped me on this lot. It was just me. Right, let's have a look. Let's pull it over. Right. So let's have a look at this bad boy. You bad boy! Right. Oh god. Okay. Neutrage. Let's put the heated grips off. I've also got, which is really actually quite handy on these speedos, it's got a little voltmeter here, or a reading of telling you how many volts you're using. Turn the lights off, look, it goes up to 13.5. But even with, on 100%, is not really taking much of a draw at all. Right, that's off. It's reading at 13.6. If I turn it up onto maximum, drops down to 13.4. So it takes like 0.2, it's going down to maybe 13.3. So about 0.2 to 0.3 of a volt to run it on its maximum heat setting, which is loads. And it's very simple to use. Basically, to switch it on, excuse me, you just press that plus button. You might be able to hear me now. Yeah, you just to turn it on, press the plus, and that gives you 30%. Keep pressing plus to take you up through the different settings: 40, 50, 75 and 100. And then to switch it off, you just go back down all the way, press it again, it's off. Now if you accidentally leave these on, they have got a safety switch in there, and it just notices that your battery voltage is dropping too low, and it switches it off. So I really like that, as it says in its intelligent heat controller, unlike the operator. Right, so that is my little explanation of the Oxford heated grips. Installation was pretty simple. You just super glue them on in place. The only thing I hadn't really thought about on this bike, or putting them on, was the fact that you've got this cable here running underneath, and that kind of, see that, it kind of goes around with it. So you just got to bear that in mind. And if you like a really snappy throttle, this one's could probably just do with the wire out just a tiny bit to free up movement. But to be honest, when you're riding, you don't really notice it. What else? Yeah, I had to cut them down a bit, and then basically both the wires run around onto a connector wire, and that connector goes onto your battery. My battery's actually under the tank there because I've moved it, relocated it. So that was pretty simple. The only thing I would say was the connectors were pretty poor quality, and it is like those little pin connectors which go, that looks wrong, but it didn't quite go in the hole. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to give it a bit of persuasion, but once I kind of got that sorted, my battery on my camera ran out. Once I got that sorted, it was fine. So that's the only thing I would say about it. But from a heated grip standpoint, on a naked bike with no fairing, plenty hot enough. I can see that already. It's not a proper cold morning like I would usually commute in, say like, I don't know, 1 or 2 degrees or sometimes colder. So it's going to be interesting to try it out, but I can already feel these are running really hot, and I think they're going to do a good job. Can I use them with summer gloves at those temperatures? Probably so, but I think the tips of my fingers might struggle a little bit, but we'll see. I'm going to test it some more. At the moment, verdict's out, but so far first impressions very good. Right, now GPS pickup. This is this bad boy. Literally, you just remove all the wires which feed the pickup from wherever you've got your pickup for your speed reading. You remove all of that, take the plug out and plug this one in its place, and then I've taped it onto the front of the frame here. You could put it on the back of the seat, but I think that's a bit of an eyesore, so there's a little bit tucked away there, and I would say that's doing a good job. It looks accurate, it looks good. I'm trouble saying accurate today, don't know what's wrong with me. So yeah, that's really cool. So now front brake setup. So we've got a new front brake disc. This is not ECB or EBC, whatever you want to call it. It's a cheapo pair of discs, but they look really nice. I hope I've got this in shot for you. What have I got in there? I've got some titanium nuts on there. Nissin brake calipers, as I said, those came off a Honda CBR 929, which I think starts at 2001 or 2000 upwards, and then they stopped using these on after the 954, but they have done a really good job. I wouldn't thoroughly recommend to people, and didn't want to show the modification that's needed to make them fit, because it's not something I really want to recommend to others, but they do need some modification, and it does actually need some of the material shaving away from the actual brake caliper to clear the brake disc, but do that at your own risk. I've done it as minimal amount of material taken away as possible to make it fit. So at the moment they're working good. They should be much better than the 6 pots. I've got some ECB double H pads in there. I've also got the same matching brake caliper, master cylinder with the reservoir, so I don't have any problems now with that tiny little reservoir and not enough room for the expanding fluid to go, and then creating problems with that front brake calipers as I did previously. Plus I think also with those 6 pots they just freeze up anyway. And I've also just chucked on the clutch fitment here as well. This is just a little adjuster I bought off of eBay because I thought it looked kind of cool. So yeah, that's the new setup, and so far so good. It feels good, and yeah, I'm happy with it so far. Just want to come out, give it a trial run and see how it all goes. So let's get on this bad boy. Good job. Let's get back on this bad boy and chuck a few more miles in. Oh, I need to actually change my battery. Flipping batteries, eh? Who would have them? Okay. Right, lights on, cameras, action. We've stopped. Oh God. Let's go. So, off we go again. So good, so flipping good getting out. Been dying for a ride. God, really, you know, anyone in their right mind, they just would not really be coming out this time of the year. It's flipping cold, it's miserable, the roads are, well, this bit of the road is actually very good, but most of them are quite greasy. It's not a lot of grip, it's cold, it's not really what you could call fun, but I just love and miss riding, miss the 2 wheels too much. Now another thing I'd done on this bike was also to change that fork setup. I dropped the fork clamps further down the forks previously, and now I've raised them back up. I've got probably about 3 mil, I would say, out of the top of the fork popping up above the fork clamps on the top. And yeah, now it's nice. It's still reactive, but it's nowhere near like it was. And yeah, it's just nice amount of turning without being too aggressive, particularly for the winter, you know. So far, so good. Brakes are good. Would I say they're amazing? They're not. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but they've got lots of feel, which is super important. I don't need amazing brakes on this bike because I don't go amazingly fast. The speedo seems to be working nicely. It's not stopped working as far as I'm aware at any point in time. I'll be going back and looking at my footage and seeing how it went. The heated grips are very good, very, very good, very hot. If you were doing long distance, there is no way I would recommend wearing summer gloves. You still need a pair of winter gloves because the backs of your hands are still going to get flipping cold. There's just nothing you can really do about that. But they are good. They are a great addition. They're on 50% and still flipping hot. My hands are very toasty, but the backs of my hands are getting a little bit cool, let's say. Yeah, so I think that is good overall. Modifications on the Punisher for now. Yeah, I would like to do lots more to the Punisher, but all with time. Really looking forward to getting that BMW sorted, but I need to go home now, warm up a little bit, and get the garage warmed up somehow, and get that Hayabusa fully finished, and I guess probably up for sale. Unless I can put it in my lounge. I don't really think I can get it in my lounge. What could I get in my lounge? Could get Taffy's bike in the lounge, but then that takes Taffy's bike out of use, which isn't really so cool, is it? Okay, so I'm going to pull in here and take some more photos, because it's the thing I do. Please do check out Instagram and Twitter for my daily photo installment. And have a check out of my other videos, the build series. There's lots of those to check, and loads of different types of videos, and lots more to come soon. Let me just turn this off a sec. Turn everything off. We're gonna probably have a little gap in videos, because it is Taffy and I's wedding anniversary, our 10th wedding anniversary coming up. So we're going away next weekend for a few days, and instead of editing vlogs and doing my usual thing on Twitter and Instagram, I'm going to be out getting loved up with Taffy and thinking back to all those romantic moments that we shared. We still share romantic moments, I'm only joking. But yeah, thanks for watching, peeps. I hope you like the Punisher. It's certainly dirty, it needs a clean now. I hope you like all the little mods that I've done, and yeah, I'm talking rubbish. Take it steady, people, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.